show is also brought to you by Onnit.com. Go to Onnit.com and use code word CHURCH to save 10% on all their amazing optimization products like Alpha Brain, New Mood, ShroomTech Immune, and ShroomTech Sport.
Kick it, Lee. Monday, August 8th. Oh shit. It's the church. Oh shit. Tremendous. We're here. We're ready to go. We're tuned up. Lee Syatt's here. Eureka Vapor's coming. And that's all that fucking matters. It's the church of what's happening now, bitches. What's up, dog?
Ooh, I'm doing great.
Looking good.
Oh,
you had
yeah.
a nice weekend. You had your blue apron.
Yeah, man, I cooked it twice.
Weight. Yeah, nice. You miss Paula.
Yeah, I mean...
Where is she now?
Right now she's in Paris, which is terrifying.
And when does she come home?
Sunday.
All right, so you got 5 more days to sweat it out, bang a couple out.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that.
Fucking desires. I had a great time at the Cherokee Casino.
Oh, yeah.
I want to thank all the people that came out. Some savage gave me a bong. Another dude gave me a fucking cigar, which I thought was a cigar. I got up to my fucking room. I looked at it. I go, it's a cigar. I'm happy. I'm going to bring it back, give it to the fucking spirits on Monday. Sunday, I get home. I open up the fucking cigar, and there's a note in there. And they carved out a joint into the fucking thing. And there was 2 hits of acid in the fucking lid. You understand me? This is why I love the fucking, these last fucking, these towns, Buffalo, Oklahoma, all these towns, these are the last fucking frontiers of civilization. The rest of you motherfuckers are starbucking it up, and you're missing the beauty of what these motherfuckers got to offer. I didn't bring the cigar down with me. He wrote his hotel room on there, and I'll tell you what, man. We had to be up at 5 because the car was picking us up at 5:45. So if you're listening, my deepest apologies. You told me the room number 407, and then I saw it again on the note, and I was like, fuck. I went back to the room. Sometimes I get insomnia, and I walk around. I go get chips or a fucking soda. Listen, I went up to my room. I was packed already. I didn't even turn the TV on. When I leave for the show, I'm already fucking packed. And the clothes of the morning are already out. So when I get up in the morning, all I gotta do is take a shower, wash my little monkey, and bang. Put my clothes on, I'm bing, bang, badoop. I'm ready to fucking go. But the Indian casino was great. Nice people. The people who ran it were very nice. I didn't see a lot of Indians except the people who worked there.
Yeah, you were saying it was very interesting just talking to them and learning about their culture.
Yeah, no, it was real interesting. I started looking at the art and stuff, and I started getting emotional. It's just great stuff to be around and to see from time to time. The people who came to the show were fucking great. They drove from Tulsa, Wichita, places like that. I want to thank all of you guys. It's a long fucking drive. We had a good time. Some lady ran out. She thought Jim Gaffinger was there. Uncle Joey was there, slinging dick and giving out bubble gums. While I was on stage, by mistake, I said, you guys are the last of the Mohicans. I forgot I was in the Cherokee Casino and shit. It's fucking crazy. I'm half retarded, but that's what happens when your grandmother and your grandfather are second cousins. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a retard somewhere in the fucking family. On paper, I'm not really retarded, but like if you see me, like he's not all chinked up, but yeah, I am fucked up in real life. But anyway, what else fucking happened this weekend, Lee?
What else happened?
Oh, I know what I want to talk about.
Okay.
I know a lot of fucking people. It's amazing what people on social media react to. It really is amazing. Friday morning, I got a flight at 6:30 at night. I got to kill all of Friday. You know what? I worked out twice. I did kettlebells twice. I did 2 mobility classes. I went to the Y one day last week and just hit the bag to sweat. I was a little sore on fucking Friday, right? I wake up, I go, you know what? My wife's going to yoga. I'll write. I'll listen to the recording. They gave me the Flappers recording. I was making notes on that. About 11 o'clock, I go, you know what, man? What the fuck am I going to do here? I don't have to leave here till 3:30. My wife doesn't get back till 12:30. What the fuck am I going to do here? I go, you know what? I pay for the jiu-jitsu. Let me fucking go down there. I got my gi on. I go down there. I do the class. Towards the end of the class, he takes me out of the fundamentals class and he goes, I want you to spar in here today. and he makes me spar with the chick. 2 fucking fights with her. She twists up my arm. Then after class, I'm standing and he goes, we got some promotions today. So I thought I was getting a stripe. I didn't see any stripes on his jeans. So I didn't really say nothing. I said, it ain't gonna be me, which I didn't give a fuck. You know, I just go to jiu-jitsu, dog. And all of a sudden he goes, Joey, come on up here. I'm giving you a blue belt. My fucking heart stopped. Like, my one knee went out from under me. I couldn't fucking believe it. You know, and I'm not a fucking blue belt. By no means am I a blue belt. I just go. And I'm a little older and I move a little slower, but I'm fucking trying. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's different because I think maybe you and I were talking about it separately, but about you going to karate and like how there were belts for karate. But the belts like that, there's like a form, and maybe you have to know certain things. For jiu-jitsu, isn't it more just like where your instructor thinks you are?
Yeah, where he thinks you're at. So it's kind of weird. I'm fucking terrible. So I didn't, you know, and I'm moving a little better. I'm doing some moves a little better. I'm sweeping people. You know, I just don't lay there anymore. At least I got a little love on the bottom now. I get you in a deep half and shit like that. But it's so weird how I got a lot of emails on Facebook and on Gmail, and people were really surprised. And it's quitting when you do something and you don't like it. Listen, I went to plumbing school. One day I'm like, whoa. These are clean pipes. I'm going to have to be doing this with real life shit. I don't want to do this. I didn't do it. I quit. You know, when I was an electrician, I did it. When I realized it wasn't the pay I wanted, I fucking quit. There's nothing wrong with quitting something if you don't really like it. But you shouldn't quit something because you're bad at it. You know what you're good at and you know what you're bad at in life. Listen, if you made me fix my car right now, I'd just shoot myself. I could change oil. I could change a flat. The whole time I'm doing it.
That's more than I can do.
The whole time I'm doing it, I'm scared shitless. When I change a flat or change oil, the whole time I'm thinking the car's going to blow up or something like that. You know, when I went on the road, when you go on the road with a car that's not a brand new car, you learn a lot about tricks. Tape, fucking the shit to seal your radiator. You just learn. So I learned things from different people. You know, I learned how to fucking change a flat. You know, you could either pay $18 or you could pay $3 for a thing of oil and put it in there yourself and, you know, see where the measuring stick is. You know, I mean, you learn to do all these things, but I have no aptitude for that. I have no aptitude to take apart a computer and put it back together. My wife could do it. You give her a fucking week with anything, an oven, anything, she'll put it back fucking together. I don't have that fucking aptitude. I have aptitude when it comes to talking to people and selling shit and doing mischievous fucking things, you know what I'm saying? But I never liked wrestling. It just came during football season and basketball season, so it was kind of weird for me, you know what I'm saying? It was like a pick of all of them I never knew existed when I was a kid. I never knew wrestling existed till I moved to North Bergen. You know, I never fucking knew.
And by that time, basketball was more important.
Basketball was more important, so I never knew nothing about it. So when these guys were talking about jiu-jitsu, I would just play it off like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But I started just watching it alone without the UFC, like just watching a jiu-jitsu match. And I was blown away, and I knew I wanted to at least try it. You know what I'm saying? And it's been rough, but it was better than the alternative.
What do you think the alternative was?
The alternative was what happened to me in 1979. That's my alternative when it comes to that shit. You know, I got into karate in like 1970 as a child, and I wasn't great at it, you know. God knows I wasn't good at it. But after about 2 years, I got really good at it. I always had good flexibility, and I could jump high. So my kicks were good, my balance was good. My punches, I don't know if they were strong or not, but I could do forms, and I wasn't bad. You know, 1 minute you're at the end of the class, you know, like when you get to jiu-jitsu and you're the lowest white belt. But if you stick with it for a while, next thing you know, you're in the middle of the line.
You're in the middle of the line, but I think at least what messed with me a little bit is, like, yeah, you might be in the middle of the line, but you know, like, already some of the other kids are better, like, not kids, but other people are better than you. And that was, I feel like ego comes into it a lot, because you were just talking about how, like, we're all good at different things. So sometimes I'm thinking, okay, I shouldn't try to be good at something I'm not good at, just because, like, why try to force it? But then with jiu-jitsu, you said it wasn't in your wheelhouse, but you stick with it. Like, how do you know when to stick with something and when to like jettison it?
Well, because of the mistake I made 2 mistakes before I was 20. I quit 2 things that I fucking loved for no reason, for drugs and stupidity, and just, I don't know why I quit karate in 79. I still beat myself up. Do you want me to tell you why? I just had too much shit on my plate, and karate was too fucking far away. It was like going to Higgins from here. And I had to do it by bus. So it was my whole fucking night.
Right, yeah.
You know, and I had the stamina. Like, I would go to school and go to basketball practice and then shoot the karate. Go home, eat, and then take the bus to karate and catch the fucking adult class.
Well, when would you do homework?
When I get back from karate at 9:30. Or I'd do homework during the day, during little periods or lunch. Like, I was really good at, I've always been really good at organizing time to do shit.
Well, yeah, you can organize time, but I think you're gonna run into it soon.
That's what it was, though. See, that's what it was.
It
wasn't kids. It was that at that time I was playing basketball, you know, helping my mom at the bar, trying to have a social life in North Bergen, and at the same time, 3 nights a week I'm in Union City doing fucking karate. And I'm fucking 13 years old, 14, 15, 16, and I did this. I did this all through from the age of 11 to 16. I stuck it out with the same karate teacher in Union City. I went from 1 belt to maybe 4 belts later with him. When I got there, I was a certain belt, but he made me start over. And I stuck it out. But because I quit that, I quit high school. I quit high school. But the thing I loved the most was basketball. Again, another thing, I saw myself as a complete fucking idiot. But I wanted it so bad that I practiced morning, noon, and night. I played morning, noon, and night. I seeked out the best competition to play morning, noon, and night. And I started, and then I went to freshman year, and I didn't start. And again, ego came into fucking situation. In that situation, ego came into situation. When I quit high school, necessity made me quit situation. But necessity, what I needed, was it good or bad? That's the question there. What made me quit karate? To be honest with you, yeah, I wanted to party. Those kids didn't fucking party.
How old were you, though?
When I quit karate? 15.
Jesus. I hadn't even thought about partying at 15. Like, that's the thing that I think is so...
For 2 years,
yeah,
I
crazy.
partied along, but very secretly. A couple joints, a beer, you know, nothing hard, nothing. And by the time, I think I did THC or something, or mescaline, and then I went to karate for a few months. And then I just knew I outgrew the hang section of it. Like, those kids weren't interesting to me anymore. Like, I wanted to be around women. I wanted to fucking smoke pot. I wanted to walk around at night. So I wanted that shit in my life instead of what the karate people had to offer, which is health, focus, you know, camaraderie, and no drugs.
Yeah, and it was too much for you as a kid.
It was too much. So now I go 30 years later. I remember when I got into comedy. But when I got into comedy, it took me about a year to commit. And then I went to New York, and I'll never forget on the drive here with that girl. I thought to myself, I've been fucking around with this for 2 years. I've been fucking around with comedy for 2 years. Selling drugs, doing blow, canceling spots. Yeah, I do a weekend here and do okay, you know, shit like that. If I do this complete move I'm doing, it's because I'm going to give my life to comedy. That's the only way I'm going to do comedy. And I fucking stuck with it, Lee. I don't know, Lee, if you knew me at that time when I made that decision, I just said I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it every night. Twice a night if I have to. 3 times if I can. I'm just going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. I just made my decision. Sometime in December, you know, I was at VMAC. We weren't steady. He went away for a week. That whole week had me all fucked up. And like I said, I went to Flappers. I saw Alberto. I went over there. I tried 2 classes. I said I want to sign up. And before I gave him the money, I said, if I do this, it's because I'm going to go every Monday and Wednesday. That's it. There's no other. That's on the schedule. When I make my schedule for the week, Monday and Wednesday is always 12 o'clock BJJ. If you got something, an envelope or a significant meeting, I will cancel that and try to make it on Tuesday. I don't have acupuncture no more on Tuesday. You know, she went back to Marina Del Rey. If you think I'm going to fucking Marina Del Rey on a Tuesday, you better hit your head in the rock 10 times. So I could go on Tuesday now. Like I didn't go today because I had those 2 meetings, but I knew I had Tuesday and Wednesday. And Wednesday I'll go to the drill class. Tomorrow I'll do kettlebells.
Well, did any, like, 'cause a lot of the reaction I saw, like, the vast majority of it was positive, and not even the negative reaction, but like sometimes, like, some people are like, wow, I'm surprised. Like, did any of that motivate you? Like, why are they surprised that I could do this?
No, I wasn't surprised. No, I didn't take anything negatively. I know what I'm doing is good, and I'll tell you why. Because let's pretend I go to class twice a week.
Okay.
You do 40 fucking push-ups every time you're in class. That means I'm doing 80 more push-ups than if I didn't go there. That means I'm doing 80 more jumping jacks. That means I'm doing 80 more sit-ups. That means I'm doing 80 more fucking triangles. That means I'm doing 80 fucking hip escapes. That means I'm doing 80 of those fucking things where you stretch your arm out to reach. You know, that means I'm doing so many fucking things I wasn't doing.
So even without the jiu-jitsu?
Even without the jiu-jitsu, I'm getting that from the program. 20 push-ups, 80 push-ups, 80 fucking squats, you know, and then you drill. Even if I was a fucking pansy, even if I said, well, I don't want to fucking spar because I'm an actor. I think when I went there, they also looked at the actor aspect of it. You know, there's a lot of actors that are in these classes up here. So they walk in, they're late. They fucking get on the phone halfway through the thing. Everything's there important. I never act that way at all. I don't go to class unless I'm there 15 minutes before class. I do the warm-ups. I finish class. I never have to leave. If I have a meeting at 12:45, I just won't go to class and insult the class. You know, but that's from my karate days. That's how it was. You don't show up fucking late. Don't show up, dog. Don't even show up. We don't give a fuck about your excuse. Like, that's all those little things make you a better person in real life.
I know it probably varies, but is there like a core group of people who go to the same noon classes Monday, Wednesday?
Yes.
How
and
much?
This
like,
core group that go Tuesday and Thursday because they have jobs or.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But like, how? Like when you were saying how you don't want to disrespect the class by like showing up late or being on the phone. There's something when there's a group like that, for at least in my experience, like as soon as a phone gets taken out, like everyone starts looking, like it's very noticeable. Like, so people think, oh, it's just a phone, like who's gonna care?
No.
When you're working out hard, it's like when someone, I don't know if it's disrespectful, it probably is, but from it's very noticeable.
Well, it sticks out. You know, I've been to gyms in Beverly Hills, dog, where, you know, everybody walks in, they're on the fucking phone loud. They don't give a fuck if you're doing a jumping jack. They don't give a fuck what you're doing. You know, they put their fucking gi on. They don't warm up. They go in there, they do 2 moves, and I saw it. And then they get up, and I got a meeting at 1 o'clock. So that's it. You're more important than us. Or because they're that, they missed their warm-up.
And you just struggled through the warm-up.
Well, I live to struggle for the warm-up.
Yeah.
My warm-up is my hyperventilation, so I live to fucking struggle through it. By the time I'm getting up, I'm sweaty, fat's burning. I could smell the fucking bacon around my ass burning, you know. I could smell it. You start sweating, man. I love that whole aspect of it. This is, a martial art is not about karate and killing people. It's kind of like the respect you have for people, but more important, the respect you have for yourself that makes you have respect for people. You come in, you're a new guy. I'm not going to try to punch you in the face. I'm going to tell you where to put your hand and do all those things. And even if I don't get the workout I want to, my workout was teaching you today. You know, the first day of class, making you go home feeling good about yourself.
Or because someone did that for you on your first day.
Sure, a lot of people did it for me. A lot of fucking people did it for me, you know? So all these little things are what that's about. It's a way of giving a little piece of yourself, getting a guy on top of you and going, do this, grab that shoulder, do this, choke. And you take a little choke, but you're teaching him. You're letting him fucking smell it. You know what I'm saying? You're letting him smell it. So I'm really proud. I'm proud I got it. I'm going to keep fucking going. Like I said, for me, it was more of an example thing for my family. So when she gets older, she sees I do something 3 times a week. Come snow, rain, you do it. And your children start watching you and going, fuck, you do that, daddy and mom? Doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu. Could be a karate class. Could be a class about fucking electronics. Could be anything. Your kids aren't going to want to do that stuff if they don't see you doing it. Daddy, why do you go to class? You're an old man. Because I want to learn. Then they get enthused about learning. Wow, you still, whatever. Whatever the fuck it is. You're just not sitting there watching TV like the general American fucking family. Then they get enthused. Can you take me with you? Is there classes for kids? Yeah, they got a fucking math class at night for kids. And boom, there you go. Now you're doing something with your child. Was that done with you? Wasn't done with fucking me. And I didn't invent this. I just thought that that's why I got into jiu-jitsu. I got into jiu-jitsu 2 months after she was born. 3 months after she was born.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. May of 2013.
My mom she was always really big on, like, I never had summers off. Like, I from the time I can remember, I was either at a camp at, like, honestly, if I think about it, even though I ended up hating the camp, I went to this, like, arts program once. Like, this art summer thing, and it was all nerds, but I took all of the video production courses. And then from there, I went to high school and took all those, and then went to college, so I used to hate it because all my friends would be at home watching TV.
She always had you busy.
Yeah, she always had me busy. But then, like, that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself as a parent. To, like, have to, like, always be setting an example.
Well, what's the pressure? The pressure is either set the fucking example or pay for it when you're 22 and you're 60 and now you're having a mini heart attack every time they fucking go out and the phone rings. You follow what I'm trying to say to you, man?
Right, yeah.
That's how you take your child and teach him little fucking things. It's not by making him read a book or fucking what he's going to learn on fucking abc.com. It's going to be from what he learns from you as a parent. Listen, man, like I said, I fucked up as a parent the first time. So it's very important to me this time. I might die tomorrow, but I'll know that I did 100% by these motherfuckers here. You follow me? And that's part of the big picture. Me going there at 12 o'clock every day helps my whole life. It helps my fitness. It helps my comedy. It helps my confidence. It helps my relationship with my wife. It does 92 things good. Even if I don't get good at jiu-jitsu. Did you ever think about that? Like, that's why I'm addicted to it. Because I know that I'll never be Buchecha, and I know I'll never be John Evans, and I know I'll never be half these guys I hang out with at A Bravo. But it doesn't matter to me. I just enjoy going and learning something new every day.
You enjoy going, but there's a very real possibility that you could become a black belt. There's no reason why not.
I don't even think that way.
Even the blue doesn't even.
I never even thought I'd be a fucking blue belt. Like, I'm embarrassed to go to class tomorrow with that blue belt down the way.
Really?
A little piece of me. Fuck yeah. I know I worked hard. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like a fucking blue belt. But maybe this one, sometimes a mental thing gets the level going. There's a very, very, very interesting show on HBO right now. And it's called In the Night.
I haven't even heard of it.
It's an old show that was shot a couple years ago with John Turturro. In fact, the executive producer is James Gandolfini.
Right.
It's about a kid who supposedly rapes and kills a girl, and they catch him, an Arab kid, and he goes to jail. And it's funny, because I watched it last week. I've been watching it since it first came out. Episode 1 was slower than fucking molasses. But I knew there was something there. When there's a show that slow, there's something there.
They're just building, yeah.
Yeah, they're just building. And episode 2 was really good, and episode 3 was really good, and episode 4 was fantastic. So now we're on to episode 5. And episode 5 is basically about him transforming in the jail system now. Now he's no longer in jail. Now he's becoming a part of the jail. But it's funny because all last week, I did a podcast with somebody about 2 weeks ago, and they were asking me if I ever had any problems when I went to prison. And I told them, honestly, looking back, I never had not one problem. But there was one. There was one. And when I was telling them the story, I got in the car later on, and I made calls to you and to my wife, but I kept thinking about that story. How this guy fucked with me from day one, but how I sucked him into a web, and it took me 2 months to catch him in the laundry room. Maybe 3 months it took me to catch me in the laundry room. Do you know why? Because when I walked in there, I wasn't a part of the fucking prison. But as I sat in there all those months and I was surrounded with those savages, I became them. And I was telling my wife that I grabbed them. I've never liked long hair on guys. There's 1,000 things I don't like on guys because if you get into a fight, an earring, a nose ring, long hair, slippers, they could step on my fucking toe and break it. There's a lot of things that you could avoid. I'm in a fist fight. I'm a slick guy. I'm older than you. You got a nose ring. I'm ripping out your fucking nose ring. And that's the end of the fucking fight right there. You're yelling and screaming for 2 hours down the street, or I'll just pull you by it. That's it.
Yeah, it's a fight. Why not?
So when I caught this kid, I caught him by the hair. He didn't catch. The first thing they tell you when you get locked up is don't go into weird places unless you have somebody with you. So if I see you, I'll go, Lee, walk me to the laundry room. Let's talk. I'll give you a cigarette or whatever the fuck. And you walk me. For some reason, this guy was like, there's cliques in prisons. There's blacks and Puerto Ricans. And in this place, it was blacks, Mexicans. But there was 2 cliques for blacks. There was the graveyard blacks, and graveyard was a certain character. There was a crazy black dude. Then there was the chicken hawk crew, and I was part of that crew. I was friends with that crew from the kitchen. And it's
why was it called the Chicken Hawk?
Because that was his name, Chicken Hawk. His name was Spencer Antoine, but they called him Chicken Hawk. He was from New Orleans, and he was in there for fucking what do you call that shit? Manslaughter. So he was the leader of that crew. He was really fucking crazy. His eye was crooked. I loved him like an uncle. Then you had the graveyard crew. You had to be careful with them. They were hard-hitting motherfuckers from like hoods in California and shit. They were all like Crips and Bloods and fucking all this other shit combined. And you didn't really mess with them. I talked to them, but I didn't mess with them. I didn't go to their reunions or nothing. Nah, dog, it's serious. Why did I fucking go over there?
The Graveyard Gang?
Yeah, that was his name, Graveyard, because he killed so many people. So they just called him fucking Graveyard.
I didn't know they had reunions, though.
Yeah, they had little parties. 5 or 6 black dudes would jump up and down and play dominoes and shit and drink. And then they had this white crew, which, there's a white... And they weren't white supremacists. They're just white. But then there was this little motorcycle fucking little crew. And he was part of that fucking dummy crew. And the leader dummy was this dude, I can't remember what his name was. Tramp. He was old. He was fucking my age now. Wrinkled. Always stunk like fucking leather and shit. Because you could wear your clothes or jail clothes, and he would still wear his leather in there. And I don't even know who he was affiliated with. And there's a bunch of other stinky dudes around him. And then you have like this, the white crew I was tight with because I was tight with John Clark. And me and John Clark had done speed a couple times on Mondays and went to play basketball. John Clark was a bad motherfucker. People had known him in there. The point of the fucking story is that it took me 3 months to get crazy, like really fucking prepared for it. Like I got into a fist fight and I got kind of beat up. They broke it up because we knew each other in the age unit. But by that point, I was still kind of soft. This guy was fucking with me. He's the guy who took a shit in a box and put in his drawer those fucking government cheese boxes. I took a government cheese box, took a shit in it, and put an American flag in it, and put the box in, and put it in his fucking drawer. And he would ask people, "Smell my room. Does it smell weird in here?" And finally, after like a month, he found it. And the piece of shit must have been 12 inches when I dropped it. It had shriveled up like 8 inches. The flag keeled over. The 3 soldiers couldn't even hold it up no more and shit. The flag had keeled over from the fumes. He was fucking furious, and he knew it was me.
And he's in there for manslaughter?
No, the white dude was in there for something stupid. Dirty hair, that dude with the long hair that was fucking with me.
Yeah.
And he hung out with the bikers. I don't know what he was in there for. I never really fucking became friends with him. And then he would make little remarks. I know who the fuck put this cheese in my drawer. I'm gonna watch your back. He would say that shit. So I watched. I'll never forget. It was cold, and the steam was coming out of your breath.
Right.
And I watched him that morning. I don't know why. I was sitting by the library steps, and I'm watching the laundry room, and I see him go get a basket. And when I went to see him go get a basket, I shot to the AIDS unit. Because the AIDS unit was next to the laundry mat, and I popped my little fucking head out to see if he was coming to the laundry room by himself. And there he was, like a little guppy coming to a shark. He just came right to me. So I jumped in the fucking laundry room there, and I just waited. And when he turned that corner, I just grabbed one side of his hairly and wrapped it. And you should have seen his funky little eyes. And I grabbed this other fucking side of his hair and grabbed that point. By that point, he was slow. He still was holding on to the laundry basket, poor bastard. He didn't even see what crawled up on him. And I just kept banging his head off the fucking wall until he just went down. I just walked out of there like nothing happened. He never even said nothing. But I
just kept banging his head off the wall.
That's what I had become. Because I was surrounded by it. It's not who the fuck I was. I mean, I was a little retarded. I was a little crazy. I could be known for doing stupid shit like that. But that's what's going on with this show right now. So this week, the motherfucker, they called him into a thing. Some guy threw gas at him or something, and they made him punch the guy. And he punched the guy, and he turned around. The guy kept talking shit. He started beating the fuck out of him. This is how brilliant this show is. They show the transformation. Then 5 minutes later, they show him shaving his fucking hair. Getting bald like fucking Taxi Driver, like Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver, whatever his fucking name is. So they're starting to show his transformation. I don't know how many episodes they actually have. They're up to episode 5, so I really don't know.
Well, what is the type of person like who's like the leader of a jailhouse gang? Or like what's that person like when you meet them?
Well, first of all, they're not really a leader or something like that. It's not like like the black dude, Antoine Spencer. Antoine Spencer was in there for manslaughter, and he got 12 years, cut to 6. But he was very quiet. He read. He was loud in the kitchen. You know, they're black dudes. So in my world, it was him and this dude from Buffalo that had their own little black crew. What do I mean by that? They shared food. At night, we would go over and watch a game, or Antoine would sneak something out of the kitchen, and we'd go to his fucking room. You know, Antoine's room was maybe 4 rooms away from mine, because they put the kitchen workers all together.
Okay.
And I had beef with Dirty Hair. Dirty Hair didn't even work in the kitchen, and they put him in those barracks. It's like God put him in those fucking barracks for me to fucking pull his hair and bang his head off the wall. Like he was the only non-kitchen worker that was in those barracks.
Jesus. But so what you're saying though is like, so it wasn't like the movies or TV.
No,
where it's
not
like
at all. Yeah, no.
Where like he's giving orders and like they bring him stuff.
No. Not even like this show I'm watching now. I've never seen it to that extent. Maybe in the deep prisons, you have that. I don't think it's that dramatic. But the white dude gang, pretty much they all bowed down to John Clark. John Clark had money. John Clark had been through the system. John Clark was a badass. John Clark got drugs in jail. John Clark had a great old lady. John Clark had what all those guys didn't have. So they all bowed down to John Clark. You know, the black dude had a big support. If you have a lot of support in prison, people see that. And they kind of navigate towards you because they don't have that support.
You mean support from outside?
People respect that a lot. If you have a lot coming in from the outside, there's people who have nothing coming in from the outside. They have no, their parents cut them off. They don't have a girlfriend no more. They don't see their wife. Their wives are divorcing them. They start dating their friends. It's a fucking horrible. There's horrible situations. And it's like the nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? You got arrested. You lost your job. Now you're in prison. Now while you're in prison, your wife calls you and says, hey, I'm dating your friend. Or, You know, we don't want you around no more. Your kids don't want you. You know what I'm saying? There's some really great support systems, and there's no support systems. And people see that. People navigate towards money. People navigate towards that.
Yeah, because I mean, how much of your life requires you to have money or something in prison? Like if you had no money coming in and no job, what would prison be like?
It'd be hell. It'd be hell with no support. You know, again, I find, you know, I have all these things in my head that I have this anger to my ex-wife. But again, even though all the hatred I had towards her, she was there for me when I was locked up. She took care of my paperwork. She took care of my banking. She took care of the fucking bills. She went by the apartment, you know. So that helps out a lot. You know, somebody to put $20 on your books. Somebody to come see you on Sunday. That helps out a fucking lot. You know, that's why I still write Phil. You know, he's in jail. I write him. I try to write him every fucking 10 days. Because I know as soon as I write Phil, 4 days later I got a letter back from him. He's excited in the letter. You know, because I know any friend of mine who got locked up, I try to mail him letters. $10 money order, whatever you could do. Because I know it makes their fucking day. Pictures, you know, tickets from a comedy show, whatever. Phil gets fucking happy. And that's why I do that, because I remember myself getting letters. When I went to prison, I started writing a lot more letters. I really found the power of the letter. You know, even though I could... So what I would do is, Lee, I'd call you first time and go, yeah, you heard. And you go, yeah, if you meant anything to me, I'd get your address before I hung up. And I'd start writing you letters, and it would make you write me letters.
Wow. So you would write letters, like how many would you write a day?
You know, I would just write them. I didn't have a lot of people to write. I was writing a few people in New Jersey, apologizing to them. I would write to my girlfriend's dad. I was communicating with him a lot through letters. He liked it. I was communicating with my girlfriend through letters and on the phone. You know, we would talk on the phone and write letters to each other. And
are there people who you didn't tell? Like, obviously now with the podcast and stuff, most people probably know. But were you trying to maybe keep it a secret from anybody?
No, because I knew at first I didn't want the people in North Bergen to find out. Because I didn't want them to say, see, we told you.
Right, yeah. That's the worst one.
That's the fucking worst. And I mean, I got arrested 2 years after I left North Bergen. And the word spread like wildfire that I had gotten arrested for kidnapping. People were toasting.
Really?
People were toasting.
Saying like, told you so.
Yeah, you know, people were fucking toasting.
I never thought about that. Do you regret leaving North Bergen, or do you think you would have got arrested there too?
I would have got arrested. I would have got killed in North Bergen. All honesty. All fucking honesty. Without even thinking about it. Now, thinking about it and talking to Sabatino the other day and talking to my friends, yeah, I was going. It was just a matter of time. I had done too many little things, and they were starting to add up. And people who mattered kept hearing my name. You know, when I go, I don't stop. It's like anything else. I don't stop. Think if I didn't have the podcast, my wife, the baby, comedy, jiu-jitsu, and all I did was snort coke and steal, what would I be like, Lee? I'd be this crafty, only doing everything illegal. So you would hear about me every fucking day I was up to something.
Jesus. Every day. Just some... But and then there's no rules, like when it's illegal, so you could go crazy.
Listen, those last 18, 20 months I spent in North Bergen, every time something got robbed, I got the blame. Let's pretend I robbed 80% of it. But I got blamed for everything. Everything. There was a time if a car got scratched, I got blamed for everything. If I was in the vicinity, I got blamed. I remember Jimmy Burkle, who brought me to Colorado. Right. He went back to Jersey. I was in Colorado. And I remember talking to him on the phone. He goes, "You're not going to," I goes, "I can't believe you called. We were just talking about you." I go, "What happened?" He goes, "My mother's house got robbed in North Bergen." And somebody brought it up. And he goes, "It can't be him. He's in Colorado. I talk to him every week." But that made me think about it. Like, that was fucking 5 years later. That was like 1995. I was already out of jail and shit. 10 years. And you know, he told me, he goes, "It's funny you called. My mother's house got robbed over the weekend up in North Bergen."
And I thought it was you. Jesus.
Not the mother. Somebody brought up.
Right.
It could have been Coco. And he goes, "No, Coco's in fucking Colorado. He wouldn't do this anyway. He wouldn't rob my mother."
It's really, like, whenever I think about jail or prison, it's like my worst nightmare. Like, and listening to you talk and then just looking at you and just where you are now, it's, when I hear jail or prison, I just think life is over. No matter if it's for a day or 200 years. It's just, that's how it makes me think. But it looks like it's possible to like have a life after prison, which is, if you would have asked me before I met you, I would have said there's no, like, what do you mean life after prison? Like, I would have assumed it was over.
What is it? What's that word called? Recidivism?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have to look up the national recidivism rate to see how many felonies till a person sees his value in life, you know. And that's a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a lot for some people. You know, it took that situation in Colorado and then another situation in Seattle, which could have got really ugly, and it didn't, to scare the bejesus out of me.
Jesus. Oh my God.
I also thought what you think also, like most Americans, like most people that listen to this podcast. Yeah. That if you go to prison, you're done for 8 years, 4 years, 5 years. You know, I watch a lot of Law and Order. Whenever you come over, I watch a lot of Law and Order, and I think about those sentences. Whenever they give somebody 15 years, even though it's just television, I still, when the episode ends, I still think there for 5 minutes and go, 16 years. 16 fucking years. You know what that's like? That's 2000 to now. What were you doing in 2000?
I was in 6th grade.
Can you imagine?
Nope.
16 fucking years of your time. When they told me 9 years, I almost shit my fucking pants. I thought, I never saw this. When I went to prison, I thought I'd have a life. But I didn't see anything positive. Like, I thought the rest of my life was going to be hard when I came out of prison.
Like, you'd be like that's a subway worker.
Like, my biggest fear, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, like a subway worker, like somebody struggling, you know, somebody addicted to drugs, which I was, somebody that was always struggling. You know, I would live in an apartment with 3 guys, and, you know, I wasn't like a concert head or one of those guys that wanted to be cool, but I never really thought I'd have it together. Let's be fucking honest. That's why comedy in the beginning was so easy. It was no responsibility. It was a car and you. It was a fucking pretty decent car and you. You didn't need a house. You got a P.O. box and you got a pager. And that's it. That's comedy. It's that fucking simple. To disappear. It's that simple.
Yeah, you could have been on the road forever. Like, was that maybe a thing? Like, maybe I'll be a road comic forever, just doing.
I didn't want that.
Triple runs.
I did not want that. I did not want to be 55 and to say, you know, LA's for fucking cocksuckers. I didn't live there because whatever. I'd rather do this shit and just party and drink every week on the road and tell stories about partying with Kennison or Led Zeppelin. I didn't want to do that either.
No,
I didn't want to be that guy on the road either. That's not a fucking life.
Everyone thinks it's a loser. Do you want to hear? I have the recidivism rates. I can't say that word.
What is it?
It's a lot. It's and this one's from 2005. It's the most recent one I could find. within 3 years, about 2/3 get re-arrested. So in 3 years, 2/3, and then within 5 years, about 75% are back in. So within 5 years, 75% of people.
All right, so I got let out in 91 out of the system, and I got arrested again in 95. But, knock on wood, I never got arrested again. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. And those arrests in Seattle were just the tail end of the kiss of death. It was the tail end of life showing me how easy this is. If you recognize it and move on, you're smarter than this shit. And that's exactly what happened.
Well, I mean, that's true, but how lucky we were just giggling about it, but how lucky are you that a guard didn't see you hit Long, whatever the Dirty Hairs guy name was? Like, you could have gotten 10 years added to your sentence. Or something crazy.
No, but I knew what all the guards were.
Oh, right.
And there was no cameras in those days like there are today.
But another prisoner, that happens a lot, is getting time added once you're in prison.
Yes. I was very fortunate.
And then...
Lee, let me tell you something. Let's get something straight.
Okay.
From fucking 90 to 95, I did not live on a fucking thin line, by no means. Okay, I wasn't the old Coco, but I wasn't reformed either. I still had the fucking 7-year scratch. I was still not, and that's why nothing was going right. Because I was still borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. You know, we talked about this on this podcast constantly. When you borrow from Peter to pay Paul, you could do it for 3 or 4 years. Eventually the walls crash on you. You could play that drug game for years. I would play it and give myself a time frame when I had to be out of town. I knew it. I knew when it was coming to an end. You know, I had done it so many fucking times. What happened was, from 90 to 95 was, I kept pushing the envelope, but I pushed a low envelope. I pushed a misdemeanor envelope. Or whenever I would go rob at those places, I'd keep it under 400. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I would return stuff, I keep it under 400. That's misdemeanors all day long. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? So I did little things. On purpose?
You knew the limit?
Yeah. If somebody came to me and said, we want to buy an ounce of coke, I don't know what you're talking about. If Lee Syatt came up to me, who I know, and I see snort every fucking day, come up to me and says, I need an 8-ball, I would try to make a small 50 on you. I was always on the move. And if that didn't work, I'd go to a pen store and rob a bunch of cross pens and sell them to car salesmen. I always knew how to flip a fucking dollar. Worst case scenario, you get your fucking wedding band and pawn it and get $100 and get an ounce of weed and start selling it or whatever. This is my mentality. This was my mentality. This is why you never get ahead of yourself. You never get ahead when you have that mentality. Once I gave my heart to comedy and I said, you know what? I can't have that in my life anymore. This is the route I'm going to leave. But it still followed me. You know, Dice comes on, and Dice reminds me of my first 18 months in L.A. They were also very not too happy. They were not nice fucking days for me. You know, I still had the stripper girlfriend. I had a beef. I had 3 or 4 beefs at the Comedy Store. You know, he told the stories. I had a beef with these bookies, these fake fucking New York City bookies. I had to get a gun and go get money from them with Josh Wolf. I got 1,000 stories that happened in those 18 months. Once 99 came and Carol left, that was it. She took the kiss of death from me. She was the kiss of death. It was 5 years of death, and they were all her. Some people are just like that. 2 people just don't get along. They create a weird energy. You know, that's it. You know how Joe Rogan says, one day I got funny?
Right, yeah.
Carol left.
Fuck.
That was it. I didn't have to, my energy from her had shifted.
Just just the fact that she was gone, it was immediately, you changed.
Gone.
Fuck.
Gone. Everything changed. 22 pounds were lifted off my fucking... That's why sometimes you don't know what's really bothering you. It could be a simple relationship. You know, you don't know. I knew it had to end. But I was addicted to it. I was like, we had great sex. We had good times when we were together. It was just the 3-day effect. We just hated each other on the fucking 3rd day. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, but it's amazing that...
Give me 5.
It's amazing that like just being in a bad relationship can affect you that much.
That much.
Like,
That much. My anger rates, I had a lot I was going through on a personal level with addiction. I had a lot I was going through on a personal level with my first daughter in that marriage. I was fucking broke. I was striving to do comedy. I couldn't get ahead. Then I had this fucking broad, you know, tormenting my life. And the sad thing was, I let her.
by staying with her?
At that age, absolutely. Absolutely. But you look at these things later on, and you reflect on them, and you help people. You talk to people and go, I was in a situation like that one time. Pack your bags. Well, I love it. Listen, pack your fucking bags. You know, sometimes you don't see it. Sometimes we don't see it as human beings, what's going on. And it happened to me twice. Happened to me when I got married. I've said this to you 1,000 times. Happened to me when I got married. As soon as I got married, everything changed. I went into this fucking depression. I was yearning for something. It wasn't drugs. I thought it was religion. I made my confirmation. I did this. I did that. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. We broke up. It was like a fucking door opened.
So does that happen now? But obviously not with your wife, maybe.
No.
But maybe like other things in your life. So like I was interested if like something starts going wrong in your life, if you start looking at different aspects of your life to see where the problem could be.
Always. As you get older, you start looking at how does this affect me?
Right.
You know, I was thinking about how November 7th or whatever the fucking date is, I'm going to 9 years without doing blow. And this is what I can tell you. You've heard all my stories, right?
Right.
In those 27 years of all those disgusting drug stories, either as much has happened in these last 9 of being sober without those type of drugs and that type of environment. And they've all been a positive thing. A lot of funny shit. We've seen a lot of funny shit when I farted outside by the lady and she walked into the fart.
I was thinking about that today.
Yeah, we've done a lot of funny shit. I'm not saying that we're completely innocent.
Right.
You know, we've let on the Jehovah Witnesses. I seen Jehovah's today and waved at them and threw a kiss at them. They started walking. I ran upstairs. They didn't know who apartment. They were knocking downstairs. I'm still an evil fuck. I never said that. But it's that other side. It's that thwart I was involved in. This circle of fucking never-ending bullshit. Whenever I'm involved in something and it's not organic, that's when it backfires on me, Lee. That I'm organically doing it for all the right reasons.
It's just you're not just doing it to do it, or if it doesn't.
When I fell in love with Terry, even though I wasn't doing the right things on the outside of the relationship, I was doing the right things with her. I was talking to her the right way. I was trying to do the best I can at that time. And this is why I have this today, because I really, really fell in love with her and I really, really liked her. From the beginning, there was no by the way. With Kathy, there was a by the way. And with Carol, there was a by the way. And to be honest with you, they were both by the ways. And that's not the by the way to go into a relationship with, you know?
No. But it's... How do you tell someone to get out of one? Like, that must be a tough conversation to have.
To tell who?
Anyone who...
I can't tell somebody. That's none of my fucking business. They have to see it, Lee. And sometimes it takes 4 years, sometimes it takes 10 years, sometimes it takes 90 days. Each of us are completely fucking different in what we'll tolerate.
Right. No, but we're different in what we'll tolerate, but if I was in a bad relationship, I'd want to know.
How could I tell? Unless you come over to my house crying with a black eye every fucking night, I can't fucking tell.
Right, that's true.
You know, so that's the thing. I can't really see into, nobody could see into what was going on with me until I got fucking arrested. You know, with her. And then I went back with her, and every time I'd be with her, a month later, I'd get fucking arrested. I've been with thousands of women, I never got fucking arrested.
And you can just her being there just makes you get arrested. All
Just
bad stuff
there was
is
just
happening.
a bad energy, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes two people just don't, they think they're making something happen, but they're really not. It's like you're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Right. Were you two very similar as people?
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend.
And there was drugs involved. Both of us did drugs. Listen, our relationship has never worked with me when we both done drugs. Either I'm a smoker and she's a drinker, or vice versa. Every relationship I've had that there was cocaine involved, they're not around no more. You see them around?
No, I don't see anyone around.
No, not at all. So you have to be with the right person for the right reasons. How the fuck do you know? Do you think at 25 I fucking knew? I was with the wrong person. I was in love, or I thought I was in love. I was hearing, this is what you go to hear in high school. This is what people do. They move in together. They play house, and everything's going great. And I laugh at your jokes, and I love you, and I love you, and this is what it's supposed to be.
I am blown away by how many people I know who are getting married and moving in and already having kids. Like, I'm 28. I realize that that's not too young for that. So there's some people, like a lot of people are 28. But to me, I'm not anywhere near ready for that. Like, it scares the shit out of me.
Let me ask you something. At fucking 50, do you think I was ready for this? You're never ready for nothing, Lee. You're never ready for nothing. That's what makes life life. I wish I could look at you and go, you know what, I'm going to get married in 3 years, and then after 2 more, we're going to have children. I'm going to have little Nicholas and little fucking Nancy, and we're going to dress them up together. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Nobody says to you, we planned this. No, we got drunk, I banged her in the fucking car, and here we are.
But the messed up part is
The difference is that I didn't do was, is this love, or am I getting married for a child? Or am I getting married for convenience?
Okay.
These are the questions we never ask ourselves. You follow what I'm saying to you? This is the questions we don't ask ourselves.
Or just because you've been together
You're
for
fucking making
10
$8
years.
an hour.
Right.
Right? You're fighting for your fucking life. The insurance people looking for you. You meet a broad. She asks you to move in with her. You move in with the fucking girl. She tells you not to pay rent. Why'd you move in with her? Necessity. Do you really fucking love her? Yeah, you might love her, but you're there for necessity. Now there's a problem. Now she's got a hook on you. So the first thing that goes wrong, guess what's going to happen? She's going to fucking throw you out in the street. So when you move in with her, the first thing you better do is get yourself an apartment on the side and start working for the fucking apartment. So when she throws you out, it's when you get that apartment together. You follow what I'm saying to you? Some people just have hooks in you and that shit. So every time you get together with somebody, it's for a different fucking hook. For years, I did that. For years, we all get together for the wrong people, for the wrong reasons. Bon Jovi said it best. I got lucky the first time. I hope the same for you. I hope the same for everybody. But then there wouldn't be life. There wouldn't be divorces. There wouldn't be divorce attorneys. There wouldn't be people with stitches. There wouldn't be people with restraining orders. Where's Tony Bennett, cocksucker? The church bitches. Monday, August 8th. You want to go get them? Hurry up before the song is done. Come on. Waiting around for Confucius with your little fucking kung fu head. Who's getting on the mic? One of you. Quickly.
Yep, you jump on it.
Good to see you, my brother. All right. No, I still got the box you brought me. I got no pens here. I have the pens at the house, and I take the tubes from here and put them on the fucking plane with me.
See this?
But these things, did I get some of those? I don't know what I got here. My boys from Eureka Vapor are here. The ones I use that have really fucking hit me are those long tubes you gave me. These are good. What's this here?
This is about 90%.
90%. What's this thing? I can't see it. Just suck on it. Tremendous. In the studios of my boys from Eureka Vapor. We've been family for a long time. Tell them, talk to these fucking people.
What's going on, world? Yes.
Getting close there.
Yeah, so we just came out with the new clear addition to our line of products, and it's taken off fast. It's pretty much pure THC. We're getting up to that 90, high 80%, getting all the byproduct out of there, taking the terpenes out, reintroducing cannabis terpenes back into the oil to get the viscosity down, so the wicks soak it up, and then in turn gets to the heating element, and it's taking off real good. We're winning some awards out there. It's a fun times.
Now, since I met you to now, how much has the blend changed?
As far as this new product, the clear with the short path machines and distillate, what people are calling it, we have a slightly different process. It's another addition of machinery and chemistry. But as far as the amber, which is the honey oil, the CO2 honey oil, that's the same. You know, people are getting cute out there and doing the getting the adding the VG and the propylene glycol and other stuff, coconut oil. What you were saying, you had a problem some months back, right?
Some months, people were giving me a lot of vapors, and people were giving me fucking hash, and what happened was I was smoking it so much, and then when I would go on the road, I wouldn't smoke weed with all that stuff in it. I wasn't finding myself coughing. Yeah. And I realized all that shit they were fucking giving me was kind of shitty. Yeah, I could feel it the next day. I could feel like after a weekend of smoking a fucking vapor pen and shit.
Whenever you've had a vapor pen, it used to give me a headache. Like, I've always gotten headaches from them. That's why I've never really been a huge proponent of them. It's like, it's tough, but yours, like, it doesn't really happen.
We don't cut it. You know, we're not.
Now, what do they cut it with?
Vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, coconut oil. Those are the three.
Now majors. I buy a gram in one of those fucking things. Mm-hmm. How much real fucking reefer am I getting?
From us?
No, from a regular company.
Oh, geez, it all depends across the board. Some of them, you know, the testing isn't really. There's no compliance out here as far as testing in California. But I can tell you from the Colorado operation, people are averaging anywhere from 20 to 50s. You know, and cutting and with a lot of cut on there. Now, whether that test was before the cut got in there or after, you know, that's a good question. But you can taste it. If anything's tasting like cherries, blueberries, you know, it's cute, but we don't know what that long-term effect's going to be. Here we are doing medicinal, and we might be giving people pneumonia, water in the lungs, or there's a long list of things that supposedly happens from that. We don't know because it's new. The e-cigarette stuff is new. You know, it's only blown up in the past 5 years, give or take, that it's really hit mainstream, and that's what this is emulating. The vapor business is copying that. So, long-term effect, God knows. You know, we really, really don't know. You know, and it's hard to say because then you hear people saying that the e-cigarettes are getting polyps on their lungs and stuff. I don't know if that's true either, because the guy's been smoking a fucking pack of cigarettes for 30 years, whatever the case may be, and now it's the vapor that's made you have the lung problem.
I gave them up because I could feel it too when I wouldn't smoke them, and then when I'd smoke them, I could feel the difference. So the vapor wasn't working. I'll tell you what, it's fucking really bad. Those things that people put the fucking juice in there and then blow the big clouds. Those people might as well put a gun to their fucking heads. Because you really don't know what the fuck is in there. When they brought me that, somebody brought me that one time, and I was like, "What's this?" And they go, "Well, you take this and you fill it up, and once I gotta fill something up, that's where the party ends. All that shit and have it, because I got paperwork. I'm a comedian. I write. I come back an hour later and there's oil on my shit from your fucking bong. I have a heart attack, dog. I got shit there. I got paperwork on top of the fucking desk. So I don't want no blow torches.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want no dabs. I don't want no rocks in my fucking house. I don't want no explosives. You know, this is, it's, I'm old enough to see it. This is, listen, in 1980, people were jumping up and down in Studio 54. Everybody was snorting coke, getting ass the fuck to the ass. That's it. And then 4 years later, I'm in a hotel room with a black guy and a hooker, and I'm fucking smoking fucking crack out of a glass. Next thing you know, I'm at East West, and I bought the freebase kit. You know, in 1984, you could buy a freebase kit at a head shop. The glass, the silk stocking, the blowtorch, the fucking all the things. And I took it, and we went to my friend's basement, and we must have went through 11 grams, and I couldn't believe what a waste of time it was. So wait a second. We were having a great time here. You do a line, I do a line. I put a line on your pussy, you put a line on my helmet. We suck each other off, and we go home. Now, I got to go upstairs, cook it, put it through a fucking sock, let it dry patiently, and then I got to put it on the thing, and it disappears like that. Disappears like that. What happened to the coke? I have no fucking idea. So it's always something. Like, once I saw that, I go, I'm done. I'm gonna snort coke till 2007. I'm never gonna smoke it. I never fell for nothing else. I fell one time. Then, like in '87, these fucking savages at clubs in New York City were taking coke, which is the same thing, baking soda, and you put it in the microwave oven, and you take the rocks out, and you take nicotine out of your cigarette, and you put the fucking thing in your cigarette and you light it up, and next thing you know, you were seeing Godzilla. I didn't like cigarettes then, so people were like, you do the same with reefer. So they would put the coke rocks in and then get a lighter, and you burnt under the joint. You could see the coke spreading onto the paper, and you'd smoke those fucking things. It was over. There were bazookas. But you know what? People were losing their fucking houses over that shit.
It was crack.
That's
call it bazooka.
That's where the ad started. Oh yeah. You know, it was like 1,000 ways to smoke crack.
Yeah.
But nobody could figure out you're smoking crack. You know. I mean, listen, the shit you buy on 188th Street is not the shit we were doing. I mean, the shit you buy on 188th Street is the shit you buy, is the shit you find in the oil business here in California. There's no compliance. So in the crack business, they take a pound of coke and they get, 3 pounds of crack, but they cut it with turpentine. You know what that's like, snorting that shit? People say, well, I don't have no lung capacity. I snorted blow for 27 years. They cut that shit with gasoline. What do you think that did to the inside of my lungs? I got no little flamboyant amoeba hairs left. I got nothing. Yeah, whatever the fuck you call those. When you smoke, you got little hairs. My hairs are done. That thing is balder than fucking Joe Rogan. That thing is, my lungs are bald, Jack. So, now talk to me about, I had a CBD. I love all this stuff. I love smoking. I love getting fucking high. Like I said, we got people that I'll go to a weed store and somebody will go, Joey, somebody left you something. They know you come here, take this, and I'll smoke it. And I'll go. In fact, somebody gave me a vapor to try, but they gave me your cartridge. I didn't realize it till I got to the hotel room and I opened the envelope. They gave it to me in an envelope, and you actually have to text the number in if you light the vapor. But the funny thing was, they gave me your bottom. I was like, this is fucking interesting. So they gave me their fluid with your bottom.
Poaching motherfuckers.
So you guys were here in California, and then we spoke about a year ago, and you were headed to Colorado. And every 90 days we were talking about Colorado, and you were like, holy shit. And I told you the first time, I go, listen, that's a complete different world. And for them to survive, they got to be whiter than white. If it's an inch, they stick to it.
It's a great city. We did a licensing deal out there with a group, and we set it up and staffed it, and it's running like a well-oiled machine. The tough market out there. You know, it's very developed. The biggest guy in my part of the industry is from there. That's his backyard, and it's interesting. I've made a lot of good people out there. The CBDs out there is huge too. You know, they're doing these down in Pueblo. They're doing these hemp farms, you know, acres upon acres upon acres, and it's really going to kick up in the next year or two. But as far as the lab that was built down there, it's state of the art. It's real.
The ones you built.
Yeah, which I helped build with the owner, and we got about 4,900 square feet, almost 5,000 square feet. They're running 2 custom-made Apex 20-liter machines, and they're producing. They're about to come out with the Clear, the machine that we have. Colorado's never seen the machine, so it's in Denver Fire Department's hands right now. From my understanding, they were telling me it's the last phase before it gets the stamp, and we'll be up and running. Hopefully, they'll be. I'm hoping within 3 to 6 weeks, something like that. You know, it's fucking booming out there, Joey. I mean, you look across the skyline. It's like downtown. It's almost not as much as downtown LA down here, but I was like, holy jeez. So anyway, that's the production out there is going. They're making some traction, some waves. Because the big difference is, again, we're introducing cannabis terpenes back into it. Now, let me give you a little thing. Here at sea level, right, the viscosity of the oil is no problem. You just put the raw oil right into the cartridge, and the wick soaks it up and gets to the heating element. Well, when you're at 5,000 plus elevation and the high desert, the arid, no humidity, this stuff is like molasses out there. You need it to be like a maple syrup. Now, let's break it down for you. So we figured out how to get the... we have the cannabis terpenes, like I said, and we introduced about 9% back into it, you know, to loosen it up, to get it to that maple syrup state so it can get soaked up by the wick. And the, as you would say, the flavor is tremendous. It's serious. It's serious, and people don't even know what to do. What to do. It's they haven't tasted something like that out there. And I got to be quite honest with you, because we entered a blind People's Choice contest. It was called the 710 Sesh out there. Blind, hands down, landslide victory. You know, they didn't know who we were or what it was. It was not even a close second, according to the guy that was throwing the contest. The guy that was throwing the contest, he decided to enter us into the shatter category. We placed second. I said, how the fuck did we wind up in the how did we wind up in the shatter? We're not shatter, we're oil. Because it was better than the shatter, and the only reason you didn't win is because you guys were oil. Swear to God, I was like, okay, you guys are on to something. I guess the guy that staffed the place, that's managing, he figured out what to do. So it was good. And then you know, the outsiders coming in. You know, it's not always the easiest thing. You know, the new kids on the block. Yeah, we might have a name here, but for the new kids on the block over there. But it's good. I'm feeling confident for these guys.
When are you going back to Denver?
I'll be back there next week.
So I won't see you this weekend.
No.
I was looking forward to seeing you guys this weekend.
No.
I'll be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, jumping up and down. So I can just imagine how fucking crazy. Like, I've been there maybe 3 times since this is going on, and I've seen the 3-day effect. It's like when you go to New York City. Yeah, I'm going for 3 days. How much can you really see? Yeah. You see the outskirts. You know what I'm saying? I still haven't gone back to Boulder and seen what that shit's like and how the weed stores are there. I love to go to Greeley. Yeah. I love to go to all my old fucking haunts, Longmont, and just to see. Now, what time do these weed stores stay open till?
Depending on what part of, like, Denver is, I want to say 7 o'clock. And then other parts like Glendale, which is Cherry Creek water, they're midnight. A few places 10 o'clock. It's they got a good thing. They're open at 9 in the morning, bright and early. There's not there's few and far between that aren't open at 9 in the morning. Interesting thing is, you go down to those border towns. These guys are seeing 1,000, 1,500 customers a day, and you pull up to this place and you're like, there's nothing around. Where are these people coming from? What are they, you know, living on the rocks, literally? But they're coming in across the borders and stuff.
Yeah, they come across the border stuff.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of open land in Colorado. Could you just buy up, like, because, like, I've driven through it. Could you just buy, like, land out on the highway and just build a weed store out there?
Nah.
No?
No,
it's not that easy.
It's not that easy at all. They're not, the market's a little saturated, which actually the zip code that we're in the Denver proper is considered a saturated zip code, and people are fighting back and forth. But the amount of money it's bringing in, there's a 24% tax on the sale of recreational. There's not a bad freaking school district in the city. Roads are good. It's beautiful. It's building, and it's obviously it's not all the marijuana. It's a good portion. You got the tech boom. Google's coming out there, and so forth. But it's something to see, man. Beautiful city, good people. It's food is good too.
You been there during Bronco season?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was there when the
fucking tremendous.
I was on my balcony
People
watching.
go fucking crazy, bro.
When they won? Oh, man.
Yeah, people go fucking crazy. I was there when they were losing. I was there those years when they would have parties and parades and fucking explosives, and they'd have a Super Bowl party and fucking lose. So, this is what I gotta tell you. Like, I grew up in New York City, and I had great weed. I had to go into Harlem to get, like, chocolate Thai weed and shit. When I went to Colorado, it was a complete different world for me. I went to Colorado as a 19-year-old.
Holy fuck.
And I was getting fucking stoned in that fucking altitude. I was getting fucking ripped up. The first time I smoked was out of a bong, and I passed out in Aspen. Went backwards. They had to wake me up with ice on my head and shit. So now, this liquid's going to get clear?
That is clear.
This is clear.
Yeah, that's what they're clear.
Now, what is this here? This is sativa indica.
Sativa, indica. And that's yours.
This is very fucking nice.
Yeah, it's. I'm proud of these guys. They did some heavy work, man. A lot of R&D goes into this shit.
Let me tell you what I do with these. I can't smoke them all day, but in the hotel rooms, in the mornings, I get blasted with these. I get blasted to the point where, like, I forget I gotta go eat breakfast. Remember, when I get up, right, when I get up in those hotel rooms on Friday and Saturday, if I don't have radio, first thing I do is get a cup of coffee out of the fucking thing. I darken it up. Like, they want 4 cups, just 1 cup. So it's fucking strong no matter what it is. Hotel brand, Savoy Duke, whatever the fuck it is, it's coming out blasted. While I'm drinking the coffee, I roll a joint to take downstairs. However long it takes me to take that joint downstairs, I'm dicking around on the computer, I'm fucking around on Twitter, I'm writing jokes, I'm writing my daily routine. Sometimes I look up from smoking your vape, and it's 10 o'clock. I've been sitting there for 2 hours. I gotta go down because breakfast is gonna shut down at 11. You know what I'm saying? But that's how strong. This week I put it on the Periscope. I did it in the hotel room with the fucking thing. And for some reason I got 2 tubes. One hits harder than the other one. The other tube's down to the end. But it's those old school cartridges. Those long ones. You left me something here that was really dynamite in there. I don't know what the fuck. I took all of them out of that box. I yanked all of those motherfuckers out of there. Tremendous shit. So, now, what do you have in Colorado? Can I walk into your store, or you sell them to different stores?
Yeah, we're a wholesaler. It's a lab. It's a manufacturing lab, and we are doing tours. We hooked up with these limo services. They pick you up at the airports, and they drive you around and give you the tour, and then drop you off at a bed and breakfast. High-end tours is one. That I'm really, I really like working with these guys. And what they do is they pick you up at the airport, they bring you to my facility, and you tour the facility. You see what the moving parts are. We give you the whole lowdown, and then we take you to a grow if there's time. It depends. And then what they're doing, they got a pretty good thing too, a prefix menu, because you go into these stores. Somebody, this is your backyard. You know these stores, in and out. So you know what you like and what you don't. But then you bring 30, 40 people off a bus and you put them into this thing. They don't know what a kid in the candy store is an understatement. They're like, what's this? What's that? So they want to set it up and get them the best of everything and prefix menus. And it's working out pretty well. It's working out, this high-end tours.
Now, how long has it been legal?
2 years, a little over 2 years.
I got to be honest with you. This is going to kill you guys. About 3 years ago, I got hit up by some kid who listened to the podcast. And he was like, listen, man, I go to school in Boulder. You know, I've been talking to my friends. We have an idea where we, he didn't say nothing about pick people up. He wanted for me to pick people up in a car and drive them to different weed stores and take them to a bar and take them to dinner. And he had a couple of investors. This is crazy. Mm-hmm. And he goes, I'd love for you to be one of the drivers. I was like, when would I find time to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, when would I find time to do this? And he didn't fucking stop. Like, he was hitting me up. He was hitting Rogan up. He was hitting me up. He was hitting... You know, I have no desire to be a driver. You know, I mean, not right now. Where were you 10 years ago when I could fucking use you? Now I don't want to fucking drive around and honk at people. I don't even want to drive for myself. You know, so hopefully it was one of these guys. They pick you up at the fucking airport in a limo, take you to a weed store, and then take you to a bud and breakfast.
And you get to the facility, Eureka Vapor's facility, and see the actual extraction process, the lab. It's pretty,
Now, the bud and breakfast. Break the bud and breakfast down to me. I want to hear about this shit.
Well, you pay for the room, whatever X amount of dollars, and they have care packages in there, and you can indulge and have your little edibles, and they show you where to go, and they have little excursions, and I think they even souffle some food up for you with infused products. I'm not exactly sure about that though. It's something else. It's something else.
It's fucking 2030 out there already. Like, they've already moved it that fast along.
And they got and let's say you don't want to stay in a hotel. These guys can hook you up with. They have partnerships with houses, apartments, condos. You know, let's say 15 of you guys, you want to go to Aspen, they'll get you a mansion. You know, if you want. So it's an all-in service. They run it well. Very well. I'm very impressed on how they do it. They move their operation around. And they got anything from 55 people buses down to if you just wanted a Cadillac truck, you know? Anything you want.
Just me and Lee.
There you go.
And just go to a fucking weed store, go to the extraction process, and just drop us off at the bud and breakfast.
I got a Denali. I'll pick you up.
What's the best bud and breakfast? And I could smoke bud in the hotel room and everything?
Yes, yeah.
No shit. And for breakfast, I go downstairs, and during my eggs, I could just whip out a number, and it's all over but the fucking shouting jack right there in the breakfast room.
There you go.
You know, and what most people understand is, I came from the standpoint of, Lee's been with me 1,000 times, where I'll line a joint up anywhere. Like, that fear left me 30 years ago. Because I grew up in late 70s, early 80s in New York, where there was a thing called the fucking junkies. And they were everywhere. And they would fall asleep on the trains, the buses, the fucking sidewalks, waiting for the light to change. Those were the best. They'd fall asleep waiting, you just push them over. Then they'd say, who the fuck pushed me? I don't know, man. Nobody pushed you. You fucking fell, cocksucker. Then you'd run away and shit. They go, come here, you fuck, whatever. So the smell of marijuana compared to this Godzilla next to you at the fucking bus that's nodding with a drool. I mean, they would drool. They would take their dicks out and jerk off on the bus. The fucking 70s were horrible in New York City. Horrific. Look at a video from the 70s in New York City. Fucking filthy. Fucking filthy, the city. So somebody smoking pot, I'll never forget. In 93, I was working on 57th and 11th selling cars. Like, I was on 55th, let's pretend. 57th is the big street you gotta walk up. Mm-hmm. And I would walk up, and it was with Letterman tapes. And you know me, guys. Before I left fucking work, I'd go to the bathroom and roll a number. So once I hit fucking 57th, I'd start smoking. And I would smoke past people, and their faces would drop. Like, that whole genre had disappeared from New York. People just didn't take a joint out like the fucking mid-'80s.
That's when Giuliani got a hold of it.
Yeah. I would smoke up 57th Street, and people would look at me walk up the hill like, what the fuck's he doing? And it still didn't stop me from smoking. I'm one of these people in my mind, it's been legal everywhere since fucking I was a kid. It's acceptable, dog. If you come over here to say something, the fucking people across the street from me, about 3 months ago, made the biggest mistake. They made the biggest mistake. The goofy lady with the blue and the boyfriend that always wears the fucking Sinatra hat, that half a fucking Momo. She came up to you one day and she goes, "Do you always need to smoke on your balcony? We could smell it." And I just basically looked at it like, said, like, "Fuck you," and kept walking with my luggage. It was on a Sunday after I got off a 6-hour flight. You're gonna come over here and be cute. I'm taking the luggage out of the car, and I could feel her and her boyfriend walking over. They live across the street from me. You know, I always smoke on my fucking balcony. What do you want me to go smoke? It's my fucking balcony. I pay rent up there. This little dumb bitch asked me, "Why must you smoke up there? What would you like for me to smoke, you fucking moron?"
So wait, not like you're next door. You mean like across the street?
She's across the street, though. They sit outside drinking beer all night, those two fucking idiots. And their friends come over who have hat-ons. They have hats, too, and they wear sandals fucking, too. And they think they're doing like a Michelob commercial from the 80s. They're out there, and they're all uglier than death. Both of the broads are ugly. Both of the dudes are fucking ugly. I wouldn't invite them to nothing, those 4 fucking people. To nothing would I invite them over there. She's pale as fuck. She's pale as fuck with these fucking shorts. She got a flat ass. She's got a hairdo from the fucking Go-Go's from the 80s. And she's going to come tell me not to smoke fucking reefer on my balcony. Get the fuck out of here, you and your boyfriend. With the fucking collared shirt. I need this shit in my life.
You should get like a fan and just blow it towards her.
No, I just keep listening. The people next to me, they come out at 6. There's a lady who looks like her husband beats her. She walks out of there every morning at 6.
What kind of fucking neighborhood do you live in, bro?
She walks out of there at 6 with another French poodle and looks at the husband kicks 4 times at night, too. They walk past me every morning, and every morning they look at me, and I got that pipe in my hand. It's about 6:15, and you have to see the look on her fucking face. And then I have 2 old ladies who have a German Shepherd that I'm smoking. I got to put the pipe away because the German Shepherd likes me. So I got to stop what I'm doing and go over and talk to this German Shepherd. Reeking of marijuana. Reeking of marijuana. And what else is there? There's somebody else who always sees me out there puffing. The black lady next door. She just don't even react to me no more. I know it destroys her that I'm out there fucking smoking. For some people, black people get annoyed when you smoke pot around them. We got the 2 black ladies over here who get annoyed. We got the black lady who threw us out of the office over on Burbank Boulevard. That black woman. I don't know what the fuck's up with black people no more nowadays. I need this shit in
They're
my life.
sick of weed. They don't like it at all.
Yeah, in my mind, it's always been fucking legal. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those fucking old school New Yorkers. Listen, if I'm over here stabbing a motherfucker, you got all the right in the world to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, thank you.
But if I'm over here smoking weed, keep fucking driving. They ain't gonna look at it. It's just 2 fat fucks smoking weed, talking about their high school days. That's it. We ain't hurting nobody.
It's true, but I got scared. Like, I tried to walk with a joint once, and I just saw a cop car, and I just threw the joint away.
Fuck no. You could smoke right next. Those morons don't even know. You could smoke right next to them. They'll start looking around.
Oh my, no. I thought I was going to get arrested.
Nah, they won't arrest
So how do
you.
you just do it?
You cup it in your hand and you
just
keep
go for
walking.
it?
You look around like for a fake address and wait for the light to change.
For a fake ad.
You got to watch the fucking light. Remember the Jersey yellow lasts what? It's how long is a light and how long is the thing? I forget.
I don't know. Do you know?
I used to know, but I was, I used to know the timings and shit. If it's a stop sign, you just cup the joint in your hand and the smoke will go the other fucking way. I've done it 1,000 times in front of cops. But if they're stopped at a light, you got a few minutes to hold that joint in your hand. Eventually, they're going to see the fucking smoke and put the fucking light on you.
Yeah, that's what I didn't want. They were at a light, but look, they didn't see me. Like, I was behind them in a parking lot. And I just got too scared.
I got arrested for smoking reefer in 1981. No, I got arrested for smoking reefer in January of 1982, and I thought my world was over with, guys. That was one of the most scariest arrests I was ever involved in. For the first time, when I was laying on the floor getting handcuffed, I actually thought about what are they arresting me for reals? Like, is this a robbery I did? That's how bad it was. And it was all over a fucking $75 bag of weed. because they were looking for people selling drugs to kids. It was a bodega, and I never went to this weed place. I knew it existed, and I knew it had good weed, but I always stayed close to the bridge. I didn't want to lurk around the city. So I would get off the bridge on 178th Street, and I would always go to the nearest stores around there. For some reason, that day, I'm like, what the fuck? I had the winning team in the Super Bowl. I picked up $800. I'm 19. Let me walk around the fucking city with $800, go eat. And I walked all the way to this place because they had good chocolate Thai weed. It was like 2 in the afternoon. That was the other fuck up I did.
When were you supposed to do it?
Maybe at 1, maybe at lunchtime when there's more traffic on those streets. If you're not going to come over at night and hide and mix with the other cars, unless they... Look, when they see 3 white kids with jersey plates, you're getting pulled over.
Really?
You're getting pulled over. This is 30 fucking years ago. This is 35 years ago. You see 3 fucking white kids on 178 in Amsterdam in a fucking car, like a nice car, you're getting pulled over.
Is that like Harlem?
They're going to ask you, how are you? What are you doing in this part of town? I'm here to visit my aunt. Really? Where she live? What Puerto Rican housing around here does Mrs. Syatt fucking live at? Take yourself and your drugs and get the fuck. Sometimes they just, and all, listen, 95% of the time they let you go, guys.
You know what they said to me? They said, there's only 2 things white people do around here. Buy drugs and get assaulted. And you look like you're up to both of those. Out in Jackson Heights.
And they let you go?
And they let us go.
Yeah.
Well, they stripped us down. This is in the 90s. They stripped us down. And
Really?
right down the sidewalk. Yeah, 4 of us. We was about 16 years old. They didn't care about the license. They were looking for guns.
Now in 94, it was a little tighter. In 94, they were already, what they would do is, if you came over with your car from the George Washington Bridge, and if you copped right there, on the way back, they would clock your plate. It didn't matter if you went on the lower deck or the upper fucking deck. They would tell you, go on the lower deck. It didn't fucking matter. And brother, by the time you hit the Jersey side, there'd be a cop there waving you in. And if they waved you in, done. Because if they search that car, the car gets confiscated. It's interstate fucking, you're done.
Yeah.
Done, Lisa. And they would fucking go to the engine. They would ask you, why the fuck did you go over there for 10 minutes? They let you get away with you dropped your girlfriend off 1 time. Drop my girlfriend off. What the fuck is wrong with you? She's Spanish. I can't date a fucking Spanish girl. She works at the med center. Check her out. Her name is Debbie, whatever the fuck. And they would look at you and they go, all right, get the fuck out of here. They had dogs, though. They had dogs. So you could drop 80 fucking names.
So why wouldn't you just go around?
So then you start going to a Lincoln Tunnel and stopping and getting a hot dog, clocking. At least you have an excuse.
It's a heavy detour.
Not really.
From all the way up there to all
You
the way
stay on
down?
the West Side Highway. Yeah. You stay on the West Side Highway and you shoot down and you go. You have a favorite hot dog place. That's the only place you shoot up. Like 58, 57, got those little fucking dudes, the Greeks, and they sell the fucking gyros on the street. You go over there. By that time, you're already tuned up. You rolled one up and you smoked it. You get yourself a fucking slice of pizza, a can of soda, and you get back on the Lincoln Tunnel like you didn't do nothing. Nothing. By that time, they don't even know. You're off the fucking radar.
Yeah.
I used to walk over. Never got stopped. Never got fucking stopped walking over.
If for whatever reason you had to go back to, like, there were no dispensaries anymore, would it be tough for you, or could you get right back into it?
We would get weed tomorrow. Listen, there's a bunch of people who don't want to go to dispensaries right now. There's still people who get insurance benefits and medical benefits or veteran benefits that said, listen, man, I'm not putting my name on that fucking list.
I don't blame them.
And there's still a market for it. People are just going to go to the weed store and sell it. That's it. That's it. People still going to sell fucking weed.
Yeah.
Listen, what's going on in Colorado? You know how many times I've been in fucking Philadelphia and somebody's giving me a star or a gummy bear or one of these fucking things, a cushy bear? You know how many fucking times? Every fucking time I'm somewhere. Somebody gives me something from either Colorado or California. Texas, next week in Austin. When you were in Austin, how many Chiba Chews did they give you?
Oh yeah, tons.
Yeah. When you're in Texas, they're all over Chiba. That Chiba Chew's all over fucking Texas. So that's the biggest business right now. You know, it's me, you, and him. You're the first week, I'm the second week, and we're the third week, the fourth week. We're like Jews. We take Saturdays off. So the fourth week, we're done. Nobody makes a move. So the fourth week, you drive from New Mexico with your fucking Colorado Buffalo gear on and skis. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to make it look right. You could take 3 pounds out of there and 10 million in fucking little fucking Chiba Chews and pack on $5 to each Chiba Chew. Listen, if I didn't have this going on, what do you think I'd be doing? All my boys in New York, I'd have 4 of them with menus. And I'd email the menu a week before and say, place your orders. Like, remember when you were in school and you got cookies sent to the school? Same thing. You got to place your order and give us a deposit. Calabaza, calabaza, todo mundo pa su casa. You understand me? I get off the plane, I open the suitcase, I give it to you. You give me my fucking cash, I close it, and I get right back on the 2 o'clock plane to Los Angeles. People do it every fucking day. And nobody would fucking know.
You think they're flying? They're not driving?
No. Either that or they're sending it. They're just sending it. I would. I'd send it and send you with a suitcase every fucking Tuesday to see Louis on 155th Street. I'd have 8 fucking meals going. You understand me? Me, you, my wife, the baby, everybody. Everybody'd be fucking muling right now. This would be, you crazy. With legit California weed, legit. I'd take a picture of the dispensary. I get the dispensary to certify that motherfucker. So when I shoot at your house, I got the fucking certification like a Babe Ruth baseball card. You understand me? Oh, we're making big loot, Lee. We're like fucking Blow. We're like fucking Johnny Depp and Blow, like George Young, whatever his fucking name is. Let me get some shout outs.
He was just down in San Diego.
Who, George Young?
Yeah,
doing what?
Doing a speech at a convention last night.
He's fucking crazy. First off, I want to give a shout out to room 407 for the cigar. He carved out the fucking cigar and put a joint in the cigar. Put it in, you know those metal containers for cigar with the lid?
Yeah.
And then in the lid, he popped out the fucking cork and put 2 hits of acid in there. You see what I'm saying? There's still good, solid Americans left. Whoever you are, I love you, cocksuckers, and I owe you one. Send me an email to the church podcast so I can send you a special present. My man Stephen Watkins, Miguel Rizzo from 150 fucking Fib Street, Chad Reza, Peter Garcia, always looking good with the glasses on. My man who I'm going to see in New York City next month, the original fucking Puerto Rican biker, Rene Encarceration, Michael Gabard, James Sickler, and my man Jason Temple. Now, one thing I tell you motherfuckers all the time, I tell people this constantly. I don't give a fuck how big the envelope is. You never, ever, 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 ever fly on a Monday. You see what happened today? Could you imagine? Having a suitcase filled with Chiba Chews. Getting stuck at a fucking airport, dog sniffing. There you are, all Chiba Chewed the fuck up.
That's why I'm always nervous for you when you take edibles before you get to the airport. Like, what happens if you get, like, stuck at, like, a 27-hour delay and you're just high as fuck?
Dog, I found a Death Star in my luggage last week that was harder than... I told you, you couldn't buy... I find shit in my luggage every fucking time. I'm prepared for war. Do you understand me? I'm prepared for war. You think I'm fucking kidding you?
Against
When
who?
I leave the house, I put a couple stars in me. Number 2, there's always some edible in the bag in the emergency exit situation. That means if I'm stuck for up to 10 hours, I'm good to go. Number 2, there's always a joint rolled, so when I get off the fucking plane, when I get to the car, the joint is ready to go with the lighter, Scotch tape somewhere around me. I can't tell you where, okay? I'm always ready. There's no way I'm making it from the airport to the house without smoking a joint on the 405. That's just how I roll. That's just who Uncle Joey is. Plain and fucking simple.
You Scotch tape it somewhere.
You know me, dog. I'm like a Cuban James Bond. I don't fuck around with the lighter, so there's no drama, because I don't want to leave the lighter in the luggage, then gotta open my fuck. I want to get in the car, start it up. While the car is warming up, I take it out of where it's hidden. I run up. I pay for fucking leave the airport, and once I hit that 405 bitch, that joint gets hit. I'm cutting people off on the HOV lane. smoking a joint going uphill on a fucking Sunday on the 405. You want to ask yourself who's better than Uncle Joey? Ask yourself, cocksuckers. You always got to be prepared to be stuck at the airport. I got a vapor pen on me. Always got a tube and a backup with both pens charged. You understand me? Ready to go. I'm old school. I got one of these for the backup, and I got the button to work at old school like a motherfucker. Bam! I got 3 Valiums on me. I got a stick. I got everything. I got them hidden in fucking iTunes speakers. You know me, dog. I'm fucking James Bond. But I got prescriptions. So if you stop me for those pills, I got a prescription for those anxiety pills. I just never take them because I don't need them. But if you're stuck at an airport for 10 hours, you're going to need them. With a shot of vodka, you get fucked up, Jack. Fucked up! If you tell me, listen, Joey, you're stuck here for 12 hours, I might as well go to the bar, eat a nice fucking steak, get the best steak they got in that motherfucker while I'm there, and then pound them like Bert Kreischer. Go to the Admiral Club and start telling stories about Jews in heaven and all that shit. And crack motherfuckers, dog. Let me tell you something. In Colorado in the old days, I used to leave. I would leave Aspen. This is how fucking retarded I was, guys. I'm talking about 1980 fucking 6. I would take off from Aspen Airways like 7, which would get me into Denver by 8, which would put me on a United flight that would leave at 9 o'clock and would get me to fucking Jersey by 2 o'clock. My friends would pick me up. I'd go to West New York, make the drop-off, make the pickup, go right back, and I'd take the 5 o'clock out of fucking whatever, which would get me to Aspen, to Denver by 8. But there used to be a 9 o'clock flight to Aspen. And you knew when you landed if you were missing that flight, because it was the last flight to fucking Aspen. And I'd have 8 ounces of blow on me. So I'd check them in those lockers, because I'd have it on my body like a retard. You know me, dog. I'm all in. I'm all in. If you're gonna get me, you're gonna get me. You know, on the way there I would bring pieces, and on the way back I would bring up the fucking blow. And I would get the blow below wholesale back there, and I would sell it fucking above retail back there, because they weren't getting that shit. They weren't getting what we were getting in the East Coast those days. Fuck no. We were getting that fucking Che Guevara shit. You know what I'm saying? We were getting that heavy duty Cuban shit. So I was bringing it up there, and I would get stuck at the airport all night, jawing out of my fucking mind. All night. I would spend $80 in quarters getting the coke out of the locker. Because it's $1 to get the key out. I would put it in there, take a rock out, and go to the bar. And then get lit up, and then fucking try to get beers from somebody. And then you would sit there. Once the bars closed at 2, you would sit there till 6. Just drinking water, jawing by yourself. I'd put another $1 in the locker, take another coke rock out, and sit there, go in the bathroom, try to jerk off. I was a fucking mess in those days. Then I'd get on the fucking plane all whacked up. Oh my God. One time I did everything but rape a nanny on a plane. One time.
What stopped you?
The police. No, I would never. She was some chick that was hot, and she told me she wanted to do a blast. And that's all I needed in those days. When I was 21, 22, if you took a blast from me, you were sucking my dick whether you knew it or not. I was doing something. We started making out in the plane. I mean, I tried to fuck her in the third row like an animal. You know, when you're from Jersey, you're an animal. You don't give a fuck where your dick comes out.
Under a blanket, at least?
Yeah, no, I put the blanket over both of us. I was trying to touch her pussy, but it didn't work out. My arms weren't long enough. There was a person in between us. Some old lady. I kept waking her up.
Please stop.
Jesus fucking Christ, Lee. It was crazy, Lee. Lee, how I didn't get arrested at those airports. How I did not get arrested at that one time. 2 times. One time, I had a jacket like Don Johnson. And in those days, there was no metal detector. There was just a guy. He took my jacket and searched it. He searched the inside, and he searched these 2 pockets. The weed was in the outside pocket. Instead of having a flower, it had a joint sticking up, like Louis L'Amour. He actually looked at it, And he goes, what's this? And I go, whatever you want it to be. I'm in a rush, officer. And he goes, get the fuck out of here. He had no idea in my stomach I had 12 ounces of coke. Could you imagine they hit me for that joint? Then another time, I was way gone already. The cops knew what I was doing. They knew exactly what was going on. I was just a fucking pussy hair from getting caught. The Mets won the World Series. When the Mets win the World Series? Anybody know?
86.
86. There you go. I flew back that weekend. And I get to my friend's house, and the water broke in his house. The pipe broke. This is the savages they were. They never called the plumber. They started snorting coke downstairs, so they had to turn all the lights off. They were walking around with candles because you electrocute yourself. You put a fucking light on. They snorted coke for 2 days in there with their pants rolled up like fishermen. We would just pee wherever. You know what I'm saying? We would just pee wherever. I was trying to fuck his sister. It was horrible. I kept saying, you're going to drive me to the airport? Yeah. The next morning, he's like, I can't drive you to the airport. It was like a $2,000 cab ride to Kennedy Airport. I get to Kennedy Airport. It was before the tunnels. You got to walk outside. So they would point you to the plane, and you had to actually walk outside. I'll never forget. It was 7 in the morning. It was freezing out. People had jackets on. I walked out there with a T-shirt, and steam was coming out of my fucking body like a doctor. We're very lucky, gentlemen, to all be in the room. We all have a story or two. How you doing over there, Captain? You rolled a blunt? What is that over there? What did you bring? Some Colorado blend?
Just some regular OG.
Okay, some regular OG. Don't just fuck it. Look at him. He's high as fuck with that little vapor pen and stuff. So what's the vision you guys see for the future?
What's the vision? It's just keep on expanding and educating people what they're ingesting. You know, with this glycol, the glycerin, and coconut oil. Man, that shit's not meant to be smoked. It's not. You know. So just keep on. You know, we got some good testimonials from real patients. You know, it's some good stuff when you go out there and see it, and you put your hands on it. You really see what's going on with the ailments and stuff. And coming out with a big CBD line. You know, and some of the ailments, you know, you need the THC as a conduit for the CBD. You know, very little bit, but you do. And
does it get you high?
The CBD?
Yes,
no.
with the THC in it.
No. Well, yeah, it depends on what the blend is. You know, if you do a 50-50 or, you know, it depends on what ailments are out there.
What's the least THC you should have in the CBD? Like 5%?
Yeah,
can you get that?
Yeah, you can do 3%, you know?
And not get high, but still get the full benefit.
Yes, for the most part. And the CBDs, that, you know, help you with pain and the sleep as well, you know? And there's some edible companies we're talking with that there's a lot of R&D being done right now for when the rules roll out in the next year and a half.
Now let me ask you something. I had a gentleman in here a couple months ago, great guy. He's working with a guy trying to help him out. He's got a CBD line. Great stuff, honey, CBD oil, 51%, you know, no THC. You know, and I heard the same argument that it only gets activated with a little bit of THC. Now, do you have to smoke it or at the same time, or could I do a CBD and smoke reefer and get the same effect from the CBD?
What some of the ailments, like the epilepsy for the kids, right? You don't need the THC.
Right.
There's an argument out there that the THC helps it a little bit more. You know, above my pay grade, Joe. You know, to be honest with you, I don't know, but I know that there is other things that people say in testimonials that the THC does help. Like I said, a conduit activates the CBD faster, quicker. You know, there's this gentleman that I'm working with, CBD Global Extracts. This guy, he really knows what he's doing, and he's planning. He's working with doctors and stuff. He's doing it on another level from just trying to just get it in people's hands. He's a unique guy. He doesn't even like, you know, there's an avenue I showed him, and it was more about the money, and he's like, nah, I don't need that. You know, he's really cured his father's cancer. He was a tech guy. His father got cancer, and he cured it. He single-handedly cured it with the with the CBDs and the THC, and then he just kept on snowball effect, and he's out there making some major waves as far as I'm concerned. one of the more serious people that I've met doing it, and I'd love for him to call in and talk to you. You know, he's the amount of information he's got.
Yeah, I really love to get to the bottom of this because I think it's the future.
Yeah,
I think CBD and everybody. I mean, when he came on, I had maybe 75 people who sent me emails that they're really interested in this because now they're saying it's legal in 50 states. You can ship this stuff, but you can't ship it if it has the THC. You could ship it without. Maybe that's why I'm thinking maybe you could drop it. But I read some of the people who did buy it from the show, and I read his page and their testimonials, and I was pretty fucking impressed.
yeah.
You know, like I say, I roll around in jiu-jitsu. I'm 53. And I come home, I make a protein shake, I eat lunch, and I hit that shit in the morning and at night. I sleep a little better. I sleep a little bit more solid now. I have my ups and downs with sleep, but that's because I fucking eat nicotine gum and I'll drink a Yoo-Hoo at midnight, which will fucking keep you up till 6 in the fucking morning. It's like 19 espressos and shit like that. How can people find out about your products?
Then go on our website, eurekavapor.com. We're in numerous collectives up and down the coast of California and Colorado as well. We're I think we're in about 30 plus stores right now. We're making Natural Remedies, which is right off the 16th Street Mall. Dank, which these guys run unbelievable business, both of those gentlemen. And there's strain wise, like if you go on the website, it's got a list of where you can locate us. You know, for California, it's medical only. Colorado, there's recreational and med.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's the lowest strain. This is all I gotta say, and this is all I gotta fucking say about this. That, as you know, we had 1,000 milligrams tonight of stars. Like, we don't fuck around here. We did maybe 5 bong hits a piece, you know. Our tolerance is high, you know. He's embarrassed. He calls me some nights. He's like, I ate 600 milligrams and nothing happened, Joey. This is fucked up. And we're like, we gotta lay off. You know, we can't go every fucking night. You know, I leave him on Thursday. He doesn't do nothing Thursday. But on Friday and Saturday, he hooks up with the girlfriend and he eats these things. Then we go deep on fucking Monday and Wednesday. I don't even know why we didn't do his acid tonight. I'm giving him some training time till September.
We go deep every night.
Every fucking night. We're together.
Someone asked me last night, so when was the last time you took like a tolerance break? And I was like, never.
There's no tolerance breaks here. We don't play that vacation time. But I gotta honestly tell you, man, my man here showed up one night.
Tolerance break.
And one day I came over here. I forgot that I left him here. And I came over here like 5 days later with my daughter and my wife. And I go, oh shit. And I fucking took these out, and I took a couple pens out, and I took some of the cartridges out. And I went home, and that night I said, you know what, when I pack them, I'll fly. I mean, I can't believe how many times I fly, and it's in the front flap. And it goes right through the machine, and they give me the fucking bag. I go, I can't fucking believe these people. But, like I say, guys, I smoke in hotel rooms, and I get baked off it. Baked. I gotta take 6 or 7 hits, but I get fucking baked. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta take a shower. You know, when I'm in an airport, I'll fucking smoke those things.
You get so baked.
I don't smoke on a plane no more. I got caught on the plane. That's it. I didn't think the fucking bathroom could get it. The fucking bathroom went off. It's buzzing. She's banging on the door. I opened the door, and she's like, I don't smell no cigarettes. I go, I'm telling you, I don't know what happened. I banged something. She goes, this is the second time this happened this week.
And you were in the bathroom both times.
No. So I thought they were going to pull me over in LAX. So I took the tube and put it in my luggage hidden in the sleep apnea machine. And when I got to LAX, they didn't say dick to me. Because usually they don't say nothing. And then when you go, they go, sit in the back. We have somebody here who wants to speak to you. Like, God damn it. So that's it, man. Dog, I'm happy you came on.
Yeah. Definitely.
So what's the website again?
Eureka Vapor. EUREKAVAPOR.com.
And this is to retailers only.
No, this is for the consumer to find out where we where the product can be found in Colorado and California.
Okay, so if I live in San Diego,
yes,
and I want to get some Eureka Vapor, I go to this webpage and they'll tell me what store it's at, blah,
Exactly.
blah, 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 blah. And you have stores up here.
Yeah.
Where is it in the valley?
in the valley. Where we at? It's go on the website. There's numerous. I don't want to single out one guy, because no favoritism.
No, I hear you gotta
Yeah,
be fair. No,
yeah.
I just was curious where I saw it, because I only go to 3 stores.
Mm-hmm.
So it was either Sunset, Perennial, or the other one, Rose.
Yeah,
It was one of those 3 who gave me that pen. Yeah, so.
yeah.
And they're doing great with it, so, God bless them. No, I always, bro, we started talking about 5 fucking years ago.
yeah.
5 fucking years ago. I still have the original. It's still, you gave me 2 of them. One, something happened, it just went zzz, a little smoke came out. And that was
Those are the early days.
Those are the early days.
There was a lot of.
But
lot
the
of
other
fighting.
one is still alive and ticking.
Yeah.
I just got to charge it up. If I don't charge it up, it dies. So I got to charge it up. It's still alive and ticking,
Yeah,
dog.
some of this, it's been it's come a long way, that's for sure. And we in Eureka Vapor and Open, we were the first real CO2 extractors in the country. Open, was the first guys. They're the big boys, and ourselves. There's other guys out there that are starting to make oil. Now, they were buying 5 liters when people were buying, a lot bigger than 5 liters. Times it by 100, and it's but everybody's evolved. The information's out there now. You can go on YouTube and figure out how to do it. Back then, there was no fucking CO2 was a myth. We were down there. I was down there banging on doors like a fucking Bible salesman. People are looking at me like this
What are
New
you
Yorker. It just was horrible. It was a tough road, but they definitely thought I was selling freaking snake oil.
So, as you know, the kiss of death always follows us. We should have never got rid of Lee's office. Ever since we got rid of Lee's office, it's been nothing but downhill. We almost lit that office on fire. But everywhere we go, there's fucking drama. So we went to the one place, we got kicked out. Then we went to the other place, and they fucking barely kicked us out. But we had a weed delivery service next to us.
Yeah, we were cool with that one, but we never
So
smoked
they
in
kept
that
saying that we couldn't smoke in there, but they kept saying, we smell odors in here. One night some lady fell in the hallway. It was always fucking something.
There was a homeless dude
There was
living
a
in it one
homeless
day.
dude living there. He robbed a Mexican woman and shit. Hysterical. We have the kiss of death when it comes to offices. So I walked past here one day, I see this place. The guy's like, you still want it? Yeah, after 2 years I came here. We set it up. Boom, we get in here. I don't even know if we got a complaint. First, our bong disappeared. I left it in the bathroom. I like to wash my bong. I left it in the bathroom. Somebody clipped it. We took it as a no big deal. I went in there and said, who would throw away a bong? Who would throw away a bong? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's fucking would throw away a bong? These fucking people throw away a fucking bong. I go in there, buy another fucking bong. I rinse it out. I get high. I take a piss. I forget I leave. Fucking Lee don't check in there either. The bong gets taken. I'm down to 0-2. Then we get a text one day that says, listen, yeah, what did it say, Lee? Something about the weed,
Oh, it
it's
said-
too strong.
Oh yeah, I could probably find it.
No, don't find it, but it said
But yeah,
something
it's
pretty-
like we've gotten some complaints, and we usually don't say anything, but we smell it and it's very strong. Can you please stop?
So before we come in here and we're smoking this white. Now, this white isn't just good weed. This white fell upside down in my drawer, like that drawer where you have staples and pennies and fingernail cutters and shit, and my foot file. So it's filled with dust. So I just scraped it up and put it all in there. There's a staple in there. It's tremendous. This weed will kill a mule. So me and Lee are going in here bong for bong with the door closed. We do about 7 fucking bong hits. And all of a sudden we open the door up and that dude is in there and he starts fucking coughing. So he could pick me on this. And I mean, this guy coughed for 20 fucking minutes. He even came out and he was like, and we're howling. And
We were trying to start the podcast. We're like, okay,
We're
we
trying-
think he's done.
and he kept coughing and coughing. Then you heard him walking down coughing. So we feel like we're pretty much out of here. Like, we're going to get the piece of paper any fucking day now.
Oh yeah.
Thank God I'm moving September 1st. Thank God. I got a new office right behind my house. so we could just take this whole fucking thing and reset it up and take it down. What a fucking nightmare. Like, our life never ends at this fucking church or what's happened now. We should just wrap it up and do it at a fucking coffee shop and take away the video. I told you that shit. It never ends. We got our bong stolen. Who steals your fucking bong?
Two bongs.
Then they took a picture of the bong and sent it to us. That's the worst. And asked us if it was ours. What does it matter? You know whose it is. You just complained about the fucking reefer. Now you want to ask us if it's fucking. It just never ends.
And they want someone texted me and said that they wanted to check the cameras to see who it was. So like, they were like up in arms about it. They must talk about us all the time in like the hallways. They must be like, I hate those people. They come in twice a week and it always smells weird in the office next day.
I'm laughing because I'm blowing this Eureka Vapor into the vents. I can't wait to hear that motherfucker cough in about 4.8 minutes. All you hear is him, God damn it, these motherfuckers are smoking something again.
And we get blamed for everything. Like,
we do. No.
Like,
Every fucking place we've been, there's always something. We had a camera at the other place. I'm telling you, Lee, we're just going to do it from a coffee shop and forget the visuals.
We have to make sure there's no... And it's the weirdest thing, because we have, like, great black people who listen to us and love us, but there's something about black women in offices near us.
Every time we have black people
they
next to us.
don't like us.
It's like having a Chinese dude behind you when you play blackjack. You know, it works out for you. You always go down in flames, you know what I'm saying? You get thrown out, you got a Chinese guy chasing you in a car. It's a fucking nightmare. Anyway... As always, Onnit.com is there for you. I'm stuck on the hemp fucking protein now the last couple days. They sent me some of that cocoa every fucking day. 2 scoops. A banana, maybe no banana, just ice cubes and water. I feel great. It's a great fucking product. If it's not that, whenever I got the jet lag, I take a little Alpha Brain with 2 scoops of the CBD oil. Again, it goes away like a fucking soldier. You know, I'm a big fucking Onnit guy. I just got the mixed greens. Again, tremendous. The Shroom Tech, I'm a big believer. Listen, they're always getting new stuff. They always got sales. Do me a favor. Go to Onnit.com right now. Read about all the stuff they have. Read about a product. Give it a shot. I mean, they give you a 30-day Alpha Brain is 100% money back if you don't like it. Who does that in this fucking business? Go to Onnit.com right now. Take a look at the fine stuff they got. If you like something, on the way out, go to the box and press in.
Church.
Boom! CHURCH, bitches. It gets you 10% off and it gets delivered right to your fucking house gratis. Where are you going to get that type of action? So go to Onnit before the podcast is over. Number 2, you know me, dog. I'm a fucking, like I was telling these dudes, they put 2 straws in my nose and I had that surgery. I had that surgery about a month ago today, 4 weeks ago today. They cleaned out my whatever and then they put 2 straws and then they put stitches to hold in the fucking straws. And the second night, I'm sitting there on Oxycontin's all fucked up. I'm smoking weed. I'm eating some stars. And I'm thinking to myself, 10 years ago, I'd be looking for a fucking straw right now. Right now, I got 2 straws in my fucking nose. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine if you could fucking get the patent for that? To put like a coke snorter who just can't stop. And said, fuck it, I can't take this no more. Instead of putting 2 fangs like a vampire, just put 2 straws in his nose. And he goes to a party at night. He's like, who's doing blow? And people are like, I am. He just goes like this. And a straw pops out of his nose. He does a line. He inhales the straw back in his nose and he walks out. Who's better than you? You know what I'm saying? That's the most interesting man in the world. So you're always trying to be, you know, when you could do that type of shit, you imagine the type of savoir-faire game that you have. What I'm getting to is we all try to be fucking Pierre Cardin and we all try to get wine and do this and do that. And you know, as guys, we try to be fucking, we fake the funk, but we're no good. We're no good at wine. You ever been in a wine aisle at your local store and you're staring at the selection of wine, you don't know what idea, what bottle to choose, what goes with what, you hope it's going to be good. Well, guess what? The days of playing Russian roulette with your wine selections are over, Jack. Club W is a revolutionary new wine club that takes the guesswork out of choosing your wine. They have a simple 6-question palate quiz that will match you with the delicious, high-quality wine you're guaranteed to love. Let me tell you something. The best part is Club W will actually ship your wine straight to your door. No more going to the store and being lost in the wine aisle and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. No. It gets delivered to your door. Okay? And like I said to you, it's a great system. You go to the webpage, you go to Club W, you take the little testy poo, and they'll tell you what wines works with what. They even tell you what you could eat with it. I mean, that's how much they're into this. Club W, you have the freedom to pick and choose the type of wines and the number of bottles you receive each month, okay? They cut out the middleman. They deal directly with the vineyards. You follow me? So start drinking personalized wine selections today. Plus, they offer 100% satisfaction guaranteed on every single bottle. Do me a favor. Right now, Club W is offering $20 off your first order when you go to clubw.com/Joey. Again, $20 off your first order when you go to clubw.com/Joey. And guess what? It gets better. I know you all hate paying for shipping. Bam! Club W will actually pay for the shipping on orders of 4 bottles or more. So take something off the to-do list. Just go to clubw.com/Joey to get $20 off your first order today, right now. That's clubw.com/Joey. How you like me now, bitch? It's 1998, and I got the pig, whatever the fuck. With a chicken in the quarter. Don't burn the fucking candle, Lisa. Syatt. Always, I'm going to tell you what the best thing is. Right now is the time of the year concerts are heating up. The concert season are ending up. Black Sabbath is about to close off their tour. I know Peter Gabriel and the other guy, what's his name, Sting, is about to close off their tour. And I'll tell you what, buying tickets online for sports and concerts has been a confusing process for a long time. It's always been hard to find the best deal for the game or show you want to go to. And none of those older ticket sites want to change that. But SeatGeek is different. They've come a long way, and they've created an amazing app and a website that makes it easier than ever for fans to buy and sell tickets, okay? SeatGeek is always the first place I go to look for tickets to a game or a concert. I know Josh Wolf had to go to a Boston Red Sox game this week. He called me, and I told him go to SeatGeek, and he got great tickets, he said. I have a SeatGeek app on my phone, and I just used it the other day, like I said, with Josh Wolf, just to find the Red Sox game. SeatGeek does all the price comparison for you by searching multiple ticket sites and ensuring that you get the best possible deal. SeatGeek does all the work, and you save time and money. And SeatGeek wants you to help you get the most bang for your buck. That's why every ticket on SeatGeek is given a grade based on the value. You'll immediately see the unpriced seats and be able to find the best deals that fit your budget. Best of all, my listeners, the church, gets $20 off rebate on their first SeatGeek purchase. So do me a favor right now. To get your $20 rebate, download SeatGeek app right now. SEAT, capital GEEK app. Go to the settings and tab and click add promo code. Again, go to settings and tab and click add promo code. Enter the promo code CHURCH, CHURCH. SeatGeek will send you $20 after you've made your first ticket purchase. It's that simple. Download the SeatGeek app and enter promo code CHURCH, CHURCH. You're going to the Sabbath concert, the Hollywood Bowl, there's your chance to order the SeatGeek app, okay? So do me a favor, get your $20. Go to SeatGeek app and press in church today. I want to thank Club W. I want to thank SeatGeek. I want to thank Anand. I want to thank my boys from fucking Eureka for coming down and explaining this whole game that's getting confusing, because it's getting confusing for people. It's, you know, you walk into a medium level medical marijuana store now, and there's 20 fucking vapors, and they don't know really what they're selling. You know what I'm saying? They're selling whatever they fucking tell them to sell. It's very knowledgeable. You know, a lot of people aren't that knowledgeable. They'll tell you what's the most popular. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm happy you came down to break it down for these motherfuckers.
I am happy to be here. Glad that you had me, man.
Thank you for coming. Lee, how you feeling, cocklicker?
I'm feeling really good.
Good. 1,000. You ready for 2 more hundred? Can you handle it?
Well,
Fuck yeah!
let's do another 1,000.
What the fuck? twisted my arm in jiu-jitsu the other day. And it's getting back, but fuck it, Lee. We're going deep. If you don't get an anxiety attack in your sleep, you ain't sleeping right. You know what I'm saying? There you go, like a doctor and shit. Don't drop it. Forget. You want one? Anybody? You want one? You want to see the devil? All right. You want to see the devil? I understand. I ain't gonna force you to see the old Diablo. Listen, we'll be back Wednesday. I don't know what fucking time. We'll let you know on Twitter. We'll let you know. Again, I want to thank SeatGeek, Club W, and on it, I want to thank Lee. I want to thank my boys from fucking Eureka. And I'll see you guys this weekend at the Denver Comedy Works or next Friday at the motherfucking Ice House, 8:15. It's the No Expectations Tour. That's what I'm going to tell you, motherfuckers, all right? So I either see you in Denver this weekend or next weekend at the Ice House as part of the No Expectations Tour. I'm still working things out, so be there or be square, cocksuckers. Thank you for listening tonight. Have a great night. Be safe. See you motherfuckers Wednesday. Stay black.
you.